fine-skinned, no-humor pansies. You tell them an icebreaker or two about women's livers, gays, environmentalists, several minorities, the homeless, couple of religions, anorexics, obese people, the handicapped, old farts, baldness, and people who walk real goofy because they just had a vasectomy, and suddenly they get all sensitive, like I'd offended one of them or something.
Aw, Duck, it's fuck man. Aw, fuck, it's dick man. Duck, fuck, it's motherfucking duck man. What the fuck is this show? Well, I knew this thing existed, but I never actually watched this until it was requested to me by Sammy for the Patreon review raffle. But before I explain Duckman, think back to 1994. I remember that era as if I was 2 years old, which I was, so I don't remember at all. But The Simpsons was obviously still going strong, while for the longest time onward, me and a bunch of other kids were not allowed to watch it. Despite it being a family show with merchandise intended for children, The Simpsons was considered edgy and pushing boundaries. Kids couldn't watch it, and Bart t-shirts were banned from schools.
I'm a pretty bad kid.
Really? What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I stole the head off a statue once.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore. Jeez.
The only way I could watch The Simpsons is if I went to my cousin's house, who lived 6 hours away through car in frickin' Tampico, Mexico, and watched The Simpsons in Spanish, often said to be the superior version.
¿Cómo estuvo tu junta, muchacho? ¿Te enseñaron a cantarle a los arbolitos y a construir muebles inútiles con troncos de madera? ¿Eh? ¡Oh! ¡Ay! Maldita justicia poética.
Today, we can show so much worse on television. For any kids watching this, is The Simpsons still banned in your household, or do parents worry more about Family Guy and everything else on Adult Swim? Sure, adult TV animation is pretty standard now, but in the early 90s, there were slim pickings when South Park and Family Guy hadn't premiered yet. If The Simpsons was said to be boundary pushing, it's a good thing these parents never saw Duckman.
I don't get it. I brake for animals if they're big enough to dent my car. I don't pop any zits above the eye line. I treat others the way I'd like to be treated. Same to you, sister! They vote a lifetime to the church. They think they own the road.
A foul-mouthed, womanizing, heavy-drinking burnout. Duckman's so hardcore he makes O.J. Simpson look like Ashley Simpson. He's despicable, and it doesn't help the world around him is as dysfunctional as a Grand Theft Auto radio commercial. This is one of those cynical, everyone's an idiot except for me cartoons, full of bitter social commentary.
Well, we're certainly tolerant of all points of view. Make a move in your dead meat.
This is straight up an adult show pertaining to those types of issues. The IRS, fear of technology, smoking habits, and one of my more relatable smaller moments for my paranoia, doctors who want to charge you for tests you probably don't need.
Actually, your head is fine, but we discovered you had comprehensive health insurance, so we ran hundreds of expensive tests to see what else we could come up with. The good news is, you don't have a yeast infection. Oh, yeah.
There's two sides to Duckman, Family Man and Private Dick. Dick means detective, by the way. As an excuse to take the story anywhere, Duckman is a duck detective.
Duck-tective.
Taking whatever case he can get. His partner in crime, fighting, is Corn-Fed. He's basically the Kano to the Green Hornet, the lower-ranking partner who just knows everything and speaks in a monotone voice.
Easy, Duckman. I know over 200 ways to kill a man.
You could glue an open jar of rats to his face, then blowtorch the other side of the jar, so the rats have to eat their way out through his face.
201.
They also have these stuffed animal secretaries who often seem to be everyone's favorite punching bag, Fluffy and Uranus. I'm really bummed they never made any plushies out of these two.
What the hell are you staring at?
We think you've been a naughty detective. You've been smoking again.
They're these Care Bear looking turds who care way too much. The best thing about them is Duckman can mutilate them all sorts of ways, but they'll regenerate. I think the Happy Tree Friends owe Duckman a check. They're also meant to represent Duckman's hatred of joy and or political correctness. I'm not talking like old man too afraid to admit he's a horrible person, wondering why he's not allowed to say racial slurs or dehumanize a group of people, questioning why civil rights are even a thing, asking, why's everyone gotta be PC all of a sudden? I'm talking like government-regulated foods, cartoons are only good if the moral is good, don't openly show you're proud of your culture or race or gender or religion or whatever, ignore it, never bring it up, no prayer in school. I don't see you as Mexican, I see you as equal, as if being Mexican is wrong. Go for the popular opinion, put Bleach over Cowboy Bebop in your top 10 anime list, remain in your lane, removing that tiny thing about slavery from textbooks and Huckleberry Finn. Resident Evil 5 is racist without acknowledging the context of the setting, changing the guns to walkie-talkies in E.T., never challenge the audience, give it the Hollywood ending. Let's ignore our history of World War II cartoons rather than learn what made them wrong. Treat differences like they're bad, don't embrace your different, everyone needs to be the same rather than embracing difference and respecting difference. Everybody gets a trophy, Brad Bird is the devil. Why does this character have to be gay? Why can't he keep to themselves? Misusing Happy Holidays to never mention religion rather than using Happy Holidays since Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day takes too long. That type of PC, you know what I'm saying? Well, something like that. That's what Fluffy and Uranus are sort of like. They're a PC shit.
Suppose you're the chairman of a large...
Chairperson.
Suppose you're the chairperson of a large corporation that makes meat on a stick.
Oh, Mr. Dakman, we couldn't support the killing of animals for food, nor the senseless slaughter of trees for sticks.
Okay.
It's a common theme within the show, such as in episode 13, where Duckman has headed up to here with the world rejecting his type of dark humor.
But it's precisely when humor is offensive that we need it most. Comedy should provoke. It should blast through prejudices, challenge preconceptions. Comedy should always leave you different than when it found you.
I see a lot of people use this as an excuse for shock humor, like some hack job Family Guy writer, but there's more to it than that.